Hey, what's up, Aidan? A quick demo for you for your Tusken Slayer, or what's known as the AS2V2. I think actually that this is a V3. I was looking at the Core Banth website, and the V3 is what they're saying opens in the middle, and this one does. So I think you might have a V3, but correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, but Tusken Slayer, regardless, it is installed the Proffie. This is a 2-button setup. Now on this saber, you've got a couple different choices you can do for switches. You can utilize the control box, and I could have modeled up a switch box and some different tactiles. But if I would have done that, I couldn't make a removable chassis. So I chose to go a different route. On this guy, this red LED switch right here is actually this red LED is actually a plunger. And then you have a plunger right up here. So that's what I did. I made this one your activation. The red LED, your auxiliary, and then how you get to everything is you just want to unscrew the handle. I made a grip guide, printed it out, and got all your grips on there, so these are all nice and even for you. When you take that off, you'll see your chassis here. Take this and gently pull it straight out. This is a bit of a press fit into the upper part of the saber, and it's done like that on purpose. But when you pull it out, this is your chassis. So removable battery setup, Proffie board. You can take your SD card out with some tweezers and get to your micro USB without moving the board, or if you want to pop it up, you can. It's just a press fit into there. If that gets loose on you, put a little bit of E6000 on the sides to hold it down, and that way you can pop it up in the future if you want to, but it will stay in place. And then as you move up here, you've got this is the switch for your red LED, so that's your auxiliary. And this is a single neopixel accent that goes underneath the green LED lens here. So I do have that doing a little something different when the saber is off on every font. And then it also does something different when the saber's on, but it swaps back and forth. This does have the stock font package on it. But I put a copy of the config file I used on your SD card, so you can do whatever you want to do there. And then, of course, you've got CC Sabers in here. Now you've got a stock pogo pin connector for your speaker. And the reason I could not make a static speaker was that I don't know if it's going to show up. It may not. But there's a little ring in there, and it's right where this Covertech is at. That ring goes all the way around on the inside of the handle, and it's extra support for the Covertech. But I had to work around that. So what you've got in here is this is a 28 millimeter Smuggler's Outpost speaker. Let me take this off. I have this on here pretty tight. There's really no need to ever take this off. But if I took this off, you could see your speaker right there. That is an extremely tight press fit into there, and it's done like that on purpose. It backs right up into that ring, and it stays right in the handle, so you never have to worry about it, right? So we'll tighten this back down. That's a way for me to get past that ring, and that's hard to see on camera, but there's a little bit of a diameter change on the chassis. It's getting past that ring and then making contact with your speaker. All right, so we'll put a battery in this guy. Make sure I don't put it in backwards. And you can see it's just kind of pulsing. Now when you put this in, you want to put it straight on. So you want to line up your top switch with your top button, and then of course your switch with your neopixel accent with these two LEDs over here. There's channels in the chassis where it's only going to go in one way. You put it in there, go forward until it stops, and you're good to go. I made this a press fit into here, so I did not have to use any sort of chassis retention. And then once you put the handle on and screw it all the way in, it actually locks the chassis in as well, so that thing's not moving on you at all. Right, so we'll tighten this down and come over here and hit activation. You can see your green LED right here. Come over here and hit auxiliary. This guy right here is the gold greebly right here is your blade retention. I cannot put a blade in here though. This blade socket is extremely tight. It takes a 7/8 inch blade. but you're going to have to do quite a bit of sanding. And if I were to sand the one that I've got, then it wouldn't fit any other saber. But yeah, this PCB was tested outside of the saber, and everything works properly. I just do not have a sanded blade that I can put in here. Smooth swing, working like it should. Auxiliary over here. Got twist off. Everything in this saber is very solid, not moving around at all. And of course I gave you twist off. We'll do one more. Just like that. And then once we're done, we can just go back and unscrew the handle again. Apologies for not having a blade to throw in here. I really need to, one of these days, make an extra 7/8 inch blade and sand it down because I've ran into this issue a few times now. But when you're done, grab your chassis and pull it straight out. Just like that. And then from the positive side by these pogo pins, you can pop your battery out just like that. And that's basically your Tusken Slayer. Let me know if you got any questions. And if not, this guy will go out in the mail to you tomorrow. Okay, thanks.